We are working on a 2000 Honda Civic HX. HXs only came in the Coupe edition. We are replacing the window channel for the driver's side window. Window channel is actually this rubber piece. There your window slides in and out of as your window rolls up and down and seats at the top. This runs all the way down into the door on both sides. The reason to replace this is usually, let's see if you can see it right here. There is a little bubble in it, and the window will get caught there sometimes, jump it, and kind of go over it, and it won't seal correctly. Over here, there was a point on a trip where this eventually had come out and wouldn't go back in due to deformation from just age, basically, and the window being pressed against it. It was sticking out, so what I ended up having to do was cut the guide, or the channel itself, and press the two pieces in separately so I could actually get the window to close on that trip. So that's the big reason I'm replacing this, is this is just not even connected anymore. You might also want to be doing this if your window rolls up or down really slowly and you know it's not the window motor or motor controller, and you know that there's no issue with the alignment of the window. This guide or channel can get full of crap over time and eventually decay the rubber material, and it'll cause there to be a lot of friction between the window and it. I would suggest first trying lithium grease in your window track before you decide to go this route. A generic can of white lithium grease, a light coating into the channel, pull the window up and down through that lithium grease. You can give it one, two, three, and same thing on the other side. One there, one there. Inside of the channel, you're going to pull back this little piece of rubber. Let the window go up and down and move that grease through the entire track. If the window speeds up after that, it may just be that the window itself is having issues against the rubber, or it could be that the rubber is worn out. Either way, lithium grease is a good way to fix this in the short term. Long-term option is actually to replace all this rubber. I have a brand new channel from Honda. I have the pricing. This item costs brand new $70.68. Again, this is for the Coupe model. They will be a slightly different price for the four-door models as well. Any other generation will be a slightly different price. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the car. We are going to come down to the door itself, and we've got our work light handy so you can see what we're doing. Tools we've got are a 3/8 drive ratchet, a 3-inch extension on that 3/8, a 3/8 to quarter drive adapter, and a 12 or 10 millimeter in quarter drive. As well, I keep on hand a magnetic tool. These are very useful for little screws and bolts that you may lose either inside the door or under your vehicle. So what we're going to start with is the handle. Right behind the handle itself, you're going to see a small screw hole, if you can see that. You're going to see a small screw hole right there. That's got a Phillips screw in it, number 2 I believe. You're just going to take a Phillips, hold back the handle, take it out, and then once it's out, you're going to take this forward. It's going to slide in its little handle slot. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees so it looks like that. See how it's caught in its slot on the handle, and then it just picks up off the handle. Set that aside. As well, if you have the HX or EX, you most likely have electronic locks. Under your lock button, there's a plug, standard thumb plug. Press the tab, pull it out. Next, we're going to come down to your window controller. Inside of your window controller hand pocket, we've got the Phillips screw, number 2 as well, and you come take that out. Once that's out, this may be a little stuck. What it needs to do is it needs to go forward a little bit, and then the back end will come out, and you can see on the back of it, it's got a little clip that helps hold it in. On the front, it's got the bigger clip, so that side has to come out last. After you take it out, you're going to see the plug on the back, another thumb clip. Press the button, comes apart. Comes right off, our plug's there. Set that aside as well. We want to keep that handy, we're going to need it. At this point, you're just about ready to take off the door panel. Up here is your mirror from your control cover. You're going to want to grab this from the top. You're going to want to pry it forward. It's going to pop a little bit, and then you want to take it up and out. On the back end of this, there are two hooks right there. That's the reason it has to come up and out. And then there's just one of those push brackets that holds it in place on top. We're going to set that aside. We're going to come to the door panel itself. We're going to go to the bottom left-hand side. It's got the greatest distance from any of the push pins on the back of the door. You're either going to slide your fingers between the door panel and the door, or you're going to get a flathead screwdriver. Preferably a trim tool is the best way to do it. They're plastic and they don't damage the metal. You're going to either grab it or pry it and pop it, and it's going to pop a few times. You're going to come along the bottom, pop it all free as you go around, and the entire door panel, besides the very top, should be free to pull forward. We're going to back up one step actually. One thing to remember on these cars is their speaker cover covers 3 screws. You grab from the pocket side and pry it up, and it comes right off. Again, just push tabs, and it has little hooks on that side, so don't try and take it from the door side. You want to take it from the pocket side. That comes right off. You set that aside. Inside of here, there, and there are your 3 screws, Phillips number 2s as well. You take all 3 of those out, pop your push pins, and your door panel comes forward. You're going to take your door panel, you're going to lift it off. Just going to pull it forward and lift it right off of the door itself. And you're not going to drop it and set it aside yet. You're going to bring it down. You're going to feel for the cord on the back for your speakers. There will be a cord on the back for your speakers, unless you specifically unmounted your speakers to do this. I do not. I consider it a waste of time. If they're factory speakers, I do believe they have a clip on them that just unplugs from the back. These are not factory speakers. So what we're going to do, since the person who wired these hard, we're going to grab our speaker grill, and we're going to slide it up under our door panel. We're going to set our door panel on that so it doesn't stress the connection. So this actually has some play. The door panel is just set down on the ground. If you're doing this outside, I suggest putting something down so it's not either in gravel, dirt, or rock or anything like that and get scratched up. Once that's out of the way, you're going to come to the window itself. Your window may be up at this point if you didn't put it down. You're going to turn your ignition on. You're going to take your window controller mechanism. You're going to plug it back into its plug. You're going to go and put your window down almost all the way. And you're going to see these come down. There'll be little tracks in there. And you're going to bring them down to this level. So you're going to access a 10mm bolt right there, and a 10mm bolt that will be right about there. As you can see, my glass is already detached. Once you have those two 10s out, you're going to come down to your 10mm bolt. That's going to be right there. Take that out. It's going to be a 10mm nut right here up on the window. You're going to take that free. And you don't necessarily need to take this one all the way off. You might just need to loosen it. I prefer to take it off, so there's no risk of me losing the nut. That will loosen your window track, metal bracket, and you're going to want to push that in the lower side out of the way so you can then scoot the window off of the track. You're going to grab the window from the bottom on this side and the bottom on this side, and you're going to set it down gently into the bottom of the door. So now the window is resting in the door. It is completely removed from the left side track and from the right side track. As you can see, it's in front of the track, which is right there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come to the other side of your door. At any point, you're going to grab your rubber either with a flathead screwdriver or a set of pliers, grab or pry, and peel it out. And it's just going to come right out. There's no glue, there's no adhesives. This is all press fit rubber. And you're just going to take the whole thing out. I guess try and be careful around your little clips if you have them right here. There's a little notch in your rubber for them. And you're going to take this down into the bottom of your track. Take it all the way out. Take it all the way out. And then once it's out, you're going to take your new one and you're just going to line it up. Drop your legs down into the bottom of the window area. And you're going to start pressing from the top corner up here. You're going to start here and you're going to press all the way down the track that way. And then you're going to come back and you're going to press all the way down the track that way to the very bottom inside the door. Once that is all the way pressed in and tight, you're going to do everything in reverse order, putting the window back into the track and channel, reattaching the window to its bolts, reattaching that side track to its bolts, top and bottom, pretty much reverse order for everything else.